Hello, my name is John McGowan and I am the Business Development Director for a business consultancy called Specialist Cost Auditors, or SCA for short. During the next few minutes I will explain how we can benefit your clients and how we are in a position to leverage their bottom line. The company was established in 2004 to add value to client companies, to increase their competitiveness and increase their profitability. So I would like to highlight an important point at the beginning of this presentation. We work with companies from all areas of industries, particularly from the SME sector. However, we have specific clients that we specialise with. A number of them are household names in the manufacturing and service sectors, and generally speaking the best outcomes are achieved with companies with a turnover in excess of £3 million. Some of our larger clients are the Hilton Hotel Group, Manchester United Football Club and Harlequin Crick, to name but a few. Our process is very straightforward. We visit the client's premises and engage directly with the key decision makers to ensure that we have a complete understanding of all their activities. Following this, we analyse direct, indirect and operating costs by reviewing policies relating to suppliers, finance arrangements and process resource efficiencies. Finally, we prepare an action plan clearly highlighting those areas where we have identified opportunities to enhance value. When we engage with a client, we do so until we complete the implementation. Generally speaking, the reasons for engaging from a client's perspective relate to the needs to improve overall competitiveness in the face of competitive pressures or increased external pressures from legislative changes. Our approach is consistent and the outcome is always positive, and we will never engage with a client in circumstances where we believe we will not add value. At this stage, I will illustrate 3 brief examples of achieving improvements with client companies. Client number 1. The first client is a long-established, medium-sized engineering company situated in the Midlands. Senior management approached us about 2 years ago and asked us to review their business practices and for us to provide recommendations with regard to increasing efficiencies and profitability within their business, as they were working to fine margins, which was a standard characteristic for their industry. So we implemented the approach referred to earlier, and the outcome for the client was an impressive financial additional income of £477,000, which went straight to the bottom line. Now, the largest proportion of the savings were generated by using alternative onshore raw material suppliers and utilising their payroll to create a financial rebate for their business. With regards to the latter, this would be somewhat of an unknown concept, but is used by large organisations such as Tesco's, Sainsbury's, B2 and all the hospital trusts in England. And we have adapted this concept and specifically structured solely for the SME market. Number 2 client was a group of 15 retail stores spread across the south of England. Now, we implemented our standard approach, reviewing the cost base of the client company across a number of cost categories, in addition to studying customer purchasing behaviour patterns. The outcomes were very impressive. We looked at food, electricity, credit cards, wages, water, banking, logistics, rates, and this all yielded significant financial returns in the region of £676,000. Interestingly enough, the analysis of the customer behaviour patterns highlighted some very interesting results. Now, we discovered that a significant number of married men came into the client's store to purchase nappies on a Friday afternoon. Now, we engaged in a pilot scheme in 3 of the stores over a period of 1 month, where we placed beer beside the nappies. Now, the results were a staggering 35% jump in the profits of beer sales, whilst making this one strategic move. Now, this was implemented in the rest of the stores and regularly monitored for review. Client number 3 was a very well-known, long-established championship football team, and they approached us through their accountant to hopefully bring much needed financial value to the club. The immediate problem is recognising the client company isn't a manufacturing company and that they can't increase the number of widgets to make an increase in profits. So thinking outside of the box is required in this specific situation, and we introduced an absolutely brilliant strategy, making the supporters work for the football club. So we introduced to the client a specific telecom supplier whom we have worked with for a long period of time and we know very well. The idea was to organise a hardcore element of the supporters to switch their own personal telecoms provider, including Wi-Fi, to the supplier that we recommended. This would guarantee it is like-for-like service, and then they are currently receiving, and it's cheaper as well. However, the football club would receive a monthly 20% residual monthly commission from all the supporters who switched across. It took a few months for everything to get moving, as a large number of them wanted to wait and receive feedback from the initial people who sort of would dip their toe. The management, who obviously were cautiously optimistic because this was something completely new to them, but 3 years later, the monthly commission now back to the football club is in and around £59,000 per month. Thank you for your attention, and I look forward to the opportunity to elaborate further with your clients and at your convenience.